move on. So are you ready to change your story? That's my question to you. If you're ready to change your story with whatever challenges you're dealing at work through mindfulness practices, I would like you to type yes in the chat box, maybe a Y or just an N. Yeah, very happy to see all of your responses. Thank you so much. If you're ready to change your story, then here we go with a couple of practices that can really help you to change your story to begin with. Okay, so here we come with practice one, which is having a mindful start to your day. Yes, but can you tell me when does your work day actually starts? Can you think about it? When do you really start thinking about your work? Is it the moment you wake up or only when you step into work? What are your work timings? Is it like 9 to 6 or is it something else? Can you really define a work timing for yourself? When you're constantly engaging in thoughts about work, even beyond work, I've had so many clients who think about work because it's always playing on the mind. Work definitely occupies a large part of our life, but doesn't have to occupy 24 hours of our life. Really? Does it have to? Full day. Yeah. So some are saying that there's no work timing, full day. You cannot, as we keep thinking all the time about work. So how do we then manage our personal time? How do we manage our, life with our families? If we are thinking about work all the time, full day, 24 hours, or maybe just the time when you sleep and take rest is the off time that you have from work. Oh my God, that is a lot of work, isn't it? So, setting an intention when you wake up in the morning for yourself, for how you want to, lead your day. So when I say intention, when you set an intention, um, you say that I intend to be balanced today. For example, I intend to be more kind to my own self. I intend to be less judgmental about myself or other people in my life today. So when you set that kind of an intention for your work day, yeah, what happens is you just automatically end up being in that state. You will just be it. There is no planning or goal setting that is required, because over a period of time, as you make it a daily habit, you will see that you will actually start being it, whatever is that intention that you have. So when you begin your work, when you start your work for that particular day, if you could just have a mindful start by setting an intention for that particular day as to how you would like your work day to be. Okay, this is a beautiful practice that has worked really well for me, which I learned from one of my coach, and I think I think it is a very simple practice that I used to do even for my personal life and even for my work life, and it really worked out wonders for me. I didn't know how it was working, but then it really works, and it's the beauty that I want you to experiment with this activity or exercise, I would say, like a scientist, until you make it a practice for your life. Now, all of these 5 practices that I'm going to talk about today, I call practices because they can just be an exercise, one-off exercise or a one-off activity for you, unless you make them a daily practice or a regular practice. So that's why these are called practices, where you would be actually using them and practicing them in your daily life, and hence you would see that there is a difference in your life. Using mindfulness, you could actually change your story. Yeah, so that's practice number 1 for you. Okay, the other thing is mindful breathing. How many of us during the day, as the day progresses, as the work day progresses, start feeling uneasy or have a sort of headache, or maybe manager issues, this grumbling that we have within us, or complaining that sets in because of manager or the customer that we're dealing with, or someone who's being very, very hurtful or being uneasy on us. Do we face this kind of situations? Yes, type in a yes in the chat box if we do. Yeah, we are all somewhere facing these kind of issues. Yeah, this is what actually leads to unseen stress in our system. So taking some time to breathe mindfully, or observing our breath also, that just the simple act of paying attention to our breathing in and breathing out during the work day. It's not about the fact that okay, there is a in breath, there is a out breath, but it is about the fact that, oh my god, I am breathing, I am alive in this moment, I am alive. And this breathing in and breathing out is actually happening automatically without any intervention of from my side. Yeah, so it can be as simple as taking that moment to acknowledge our breath, and paying attention to how we are breathing. Or it can be observing how are we breathing. Are we like breathing very heavily? Are we stressed out? Oh my god, what is going to happen in the next moment? That worry that sets in, it could be that. So when that happens, that means that we are stressed out, we are worried about something, we are not in the present moment, but we are actually somewhere in the future, and we are anxious about some project that we have to deliver, or some work that has to get done for that particular day. So a simple act of focusing on our breath and just release, taking a deep breath in like that, and then letting it all go. Just doing that for 3 to 5 times can actually ease out the stress in your system. So it's not just about breathing, but it's a little beyond it. And once you feel relieved and feel lighter, then acknowledging the fact that you're alive and you're actually in a happy, calm state of mind. Because when you practice this, you will observe that you are immediately moving into a peaceful and calm state of mind. And then is when you will acknowledge the fact that, oh my god, I am actually breathing and I'm so blessed, right? So something like that. Okay, then the next practice is mindful checking in. Yeah, I'm just seeing what's happening on the chat box. Okay. Okay, so mindful checking in is all about taking a pause and checking in what is happening in your own system, right? So when you do this, what you're actually doing is in that moment, in that present moment, you're checking in to just, be with that moment, and, just observe how you are breathing, just focusing on your exhalation, and then you're thinking about what are you thinking about? Where is your attention, right? In the current environment, am I here or in the past, or am I thinking about the future? If it's anxiousness, then what is happening in my system? What are the thoughts that I have in my mind? So just observe, just be a witness to your, the thoughts that are there in the mind. And maybe ask yourself a question: what do I need right now? And we all agreed that we all want to be happy, right? So if you really ask this question, what do I need right now, in that moment, you will receive an answer from within you. Now, if you observe your answer, if you can just be with that answer, you will notice that it just happens automatically. Okay, it just comes from your heart. It just comes from within you, that answer. And then, you may notice that there is a series of other thoughts that are happening. So when that happens, typically what happens is you have, two people inside you, I would say. One is your true self, the pure self, like, the baby self, the pure one, where you do not have any limitations. That is your true self. And then the other one is your false self, the conditioned self, all the conditions that you've picked up, limiting beliefs that you've picked up from the environment. That is the false self. It's also called the ego self. So, when you ask this question, you actually tend to get a lot of insight into what is it that you really want. So, stopping and taking a pause and doing this checking in, not just about your thoughts, but also checking in about your feelings. What am I feeling? How is my body feeling? Is it heavy? Is it light? Emotionally, how am I feeling? Am I happy? Or, I'm not very happy. I'm feeling somewhat discomfort, just identifying and evaluating that particular feelings that you have. Do they make sense? Do they really, am I here or am I somewhere else drifting away? Whatever needs to be done to adjust and shift your emotions is what you could actually do in that moment of check-in, right? And then once you've done that, then just do a small quick validation to check if you're really okay and if you're feeling good. See, all of us want to feel good at any point of time. None of us want to feel bad, isn't it? So if that be the case, then how about using this practice to check in and move yourself from a state of not feeling so good to a state of feeling good? Brilliant practice. I have worked on it like a scientist, and it works really well. What I suggest is that if you could keep an hourly reminder to begin with, to until the time you get it as a habit and you're able to practice it, keep an hourly reminder and do this check-in. And also, maybe if you feel good about it, if you like, you can do an affirmation saying that I am powerful, or I am strong, I am centered, I am mindful, I am living in the present, something like that, to bring you back into the present moment. So that's the whole idea. Yeah. So I would suggest that I started with an hourly reminder. So every hour I used to take a few moments off to do this check-in, and it worked brilliantly for me. Yeah. The other practice is mindful interaction. So let's say you have a coworker coming in to meet you. What goes on in your mind the moment you see the coworker? I'll tell you what used to happen to me. When I was called in for a meeting, I used to wonder, oh my God, am I looking good? Is my, hair okay? Am I looking presentable? All of those things, there is so much of chatter that used to happen that sometimes I would really forget what was I called for, and what was the interaction all about. So it generally happens with all of us, and then I had to bring myself back to reality, and then focus on what is really essential at that point of time. So quite often we get into a situation where we are doing multiple things. We are on our phone. We are also talking to someone or listening to someone, and that listening isn't really active listening. So when it is really not active listening, or meeting the person as they are without any judgment, do you think that interaction is going to be meaningful or fruitful? Whether it's at work or whether it is in your own personal life? No, it won't be. it really won't be that fruitful an interaction, because you're not being completely present. You're not being completely with that person at that point of time and interacting with that person mindfully. You're probably checking your phone, you're probably thinking about something else, and then half of your ear is to that individual and the remaining half is somewhere else. So that really doesn't make it a mindful interaction, and then at the end of it, you might miss an important point as well. So how about practicing mindful interaction where you're completely present with that individual, you're talking to that individual, listening actively and contributing to the discussion, and then moving on to something that you had to do. Now, if it is not possible for you to interact with an individual mindfully, then how about setting aside some time, saying, requesting that, is it okay if I come back to you on this? Is it okay if we connect after 10 minutes? Or is it okay if this seems to be an important discussion, is it okay if we connect at a separate time, maybe tomorrow? How does it work for you? Agree on a mutually convenient time and then talk about the aspects that you need to talk mindfully. So every interaction of yours, if you can actually bring your complete self, all your senses to that interaction, I think it would be a great interaction, and you will see that you will find very you will see that you will be very effective in your communication as well. Yeah, so that is practice number 4. And practice 5, at the end of the work day, being just grateful for the experiences that you've had. How many of us practice being grateful? Type in a yes in the chat box if you do. There's a slight twist to this particular aspect that I'm sharing. Great, brilliant, you guys are amazing. So attitude of gratitude, that's my mantra as well. Shashi, thank you so much. So just being grateful at the end of the work day for whatever experience you've had, maybe a difficult, challenging experience, maybe a very nice experience where your customer really appreciated you, or you've had a very fruitful day. Whatever is the experience that you've had at the end of the workday, if you could take a few moments to be grateful, I think that would be a great idea. We definitely, I think, what I understand is you guys are practicing gratitude. I do not know how and when, but this is a practice which you will benefit from. If you could take a few moments at the end of each work day for every difficult aspect that you've had during the work day. Maybe there's been some learning out of it, or for every nice experience that you've had, if you could take a minute or two to be grateful and just feel, bring yourself to that gratefulness, and just maybe put your hands on your heart area and just feel that immense gratitude for whatever experience you've had during that day. So that's something that has helped me immensely, and I would love for you all to practice it as well. So here's a small extract from a poem that is on thanks and gratitude. I do not know the author of this particular poem, but it really is something that I felt it's very profound. So let me read it out to you. Be thankful that you don't already have everything you desire, because if you did, what would there be to look forward to? Be thankful when you don't know something, for it gives you the opportunity to learn. Be thankful for the difficult times, because during those times you grow. Be thankful for your limitations, because they give you opportunities for improvement. Be thankful for your mistakes, because they teach you valuable lessons. Be thankful when you're tired and weary, because it means you've made a difference. It's easy to be thankful for the good things. A life full of rich fulfillment comes to those who are thankful for the setbacks. For Find a way to be thankful for your troubles, and they can actually become your blessings, because your troubles, your difficult times are actually helping you to grow and evolve into a better individual. So let's take a moment to see the wonder of the present moment. Like I said, yesterday is history. Yeah, this famous dialogue from Kung Fu Panda, I really love it. Tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So, can we do a present moment check in to just notice how we're feeling in our body? How are we feeling? Are we feeling heavy? Are we feeling light? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling uncomfortable? Whatever is that feeling, just do a check in. Feeling good, excited. Wow. Yeah, so wonderful. So, each of us have a different experience. Now, just look around the room wherever you're sitting. Stop by on a picture or an item that you really love in your room. Just observe the colors that are there. What are these colors indicating to you? Where did the concept of color come from? If you're able to see these colors, can you take a moment to be grateful for your vision, for your eyes? Wow, how does that feel? I'm sure it leaves a very, very good feeling, right? So that's the whole point. So it can be something as simple as, just being in wonder of the present moment. Yeah. So here is another acronym that I wanted to share. It's called RAIN. It's an easy to remember tool for practicing mindfulness and self compassion. It just has 4 steps. Recognize what is happening. Where will you check? Where will you see it in your own system? Allow the experience to be there just as it is. You don't need to change it. Just allow it to be there. Be a witness. Investigate with interest and care and curiosity, I would say. Just have that interest, investigate, ask a question maybe, and then nurture with self compassion and kindness. Just, ensuring that any unhelpful thought is taken care, you know have that interest, ask a question, how could you change it or something, and then nurture yourself with some compassion for yourself. So